Hello everybody, this is Jeff Forrester again with the Tribulation Institute. I'm your host today for the Tribulation Institute. And today's message, as usual, is coming from a series that I'm talking about, 2020 Vision. We all hear of hindsight, and how the hindsight is 2020. But you can have vision. You can look down to the future, ahead, with 2020, and how you do that is straight from the Bible, which brings me straight to this. All the bad things going on in the world today, and Jesus speaks, Yahshua spoke of those in Matthew 24, or at least the beginnings of those that he spoke about in Matthew 24, which we all, or at least we should know, which is the beginning of the last 7 years before he returns, minus the days that he shortened it, unless there would be no flesh saved. So we don't know exactly how long that is, whether he shortened it 10 days, 1 day, or a year or 2 years. But anyway, however, having said that, he said that there would be wars and rumors of wars, that there would be earthquakes, famine, and pestilence. And I think it's in that order. I don't know whether that's the order that is put forth in Matthew 24. Maybe I should go back and look at it. But anyway, I believe that's the order in which it's going to happen. Now, there's things I think that are going to precede that, which is civil war in the United States. And we'll get to that later. But all this, depending on what side of the fence that you're on, it sounds like a lot of bad news, doesn't it? Well, it's called Jacob's trouble in the Bible. Because everything that I speak from a biblical standpoint. For those of you who don't know, I've been studying biblical prophecy for about 40 years. I've been teaching on it for almost as long, for about 30-something years. I went to Bible college for 4 years. I was a pastor, so forth, so on. But anyway, I want to get back to what I'm talking about today. That's old news. I want to give you some good news. Yes, some good news. Because that's what the Bible is about concerning Yahweh, God's chosen people. And I know you're going to say, oh, now you're talking about the Jews. The Jews are just one tribe of 12. So it's a nation of Israel, of which the true Israel, that consists of the house of Judah, that would be the house of Benjamin, and the house of Judah that make up the house of Judah. Then you have the lost 10 tribes, the 10 northern tribes that make up the house of Israel, together that makes up the true nation of God, Yahweh. Anyway, so for modern day believers in Yahshua, which means you believe in his death, burial, and resurrection, and that he's coming back, for his people. Well, that's what we'll talk about right now. And as he said in Matthew 24, there be wars and rumors of wars, which I think we're just about in that. Now, I'll go over that later. And then we're going to have earthquakes, pestilence, and famine. And you go, well, the whole world's going to, but I want to talk strictly right now about the believers that are in the United States of America. And what I want to do, instead of preaching about it, I just want to. I'm impressed by by my Father, by His Spirit, to just read to you from chapter 30 of the book of Jeremiah. And listen to me. This is good news, my friends. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord God. That actually has been replaced, supplanted the word Yahweh, the four-letter tetragrammaton, the holy name of Yahweh. Thus speaketh the Lord of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail? And all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, that so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's, who Jacob, his name, Yahweh changed to Israel. The time of Israel's trouble. And that's the nation of Israel. This is made up of the house of Judah and the house of Israel. But he shall be saved out of it. Oh, y'all thought you weren't going to start preaching, preacher. Well, hey. Okay. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve Yahweh their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee. Yet I will not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. I'll be back tomorrow with part 2. Stay tuned for good news.